Welcome back to Kupuna in the Park. This is our segment finishing up on wreath making. Last week we showed you how we made the wreath from the raffia, and as promised, this is the final product. Okay, Garrett, our staffer, put this together, and if you drive by his house this week, you'll see it hanging on the door. Okay, so that's the finished wreath using the raffia base that we showed you last week. Now we're going to show you a new type of wreath making in which you make everything from scratch. In this wreath, we'll be taking a loom. A loom this is 12 inches, and we have a peg on every one of the clocks. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, all the way around, marking off the loom. Now, what you'll be doing with this loom is taking the greenery, excuse me for a second, actual greenery. And this is ohia. Now, the reason I use ohia for this one is because when ohia dries, it's going to be a nice silvery color. You can use juniper, you can use any of the Christmas trees they sell, the balsam fir, the Colorado green spruce, blue spruce, anything you want. So, what you do is you're going to take your greenery, you're going to find the longest pieces possible, and you're going to start to wrap it around this loom. Each and every one, all the way down. You're going to start off again where the last one ended, about 2 over with the back, push it against, and you start to wrap again. So, you're going to wrap this one all the way up to the top. Okay, I have one halfway is finishing, and we're going to move that in now. So, once again, you take the loom, this is all ohia. I find the last entry was here. So I put the next piece down and you start to wrap. You keep on building this up all the way up to the top. Now, this is ohia that we're using. Normally these have the red flowers on them. As you can see, the red flowers are on the tree, so this is ohia lehua. And you keep on wrapping. Again, you always want to start with the stem on the inside portion. And you keep on rolling over and over again. Alright, so as you can see, we've made this wreath all the way around, bundled it up by going around and around. The last thing to do is to tie wires on every other opening. So Garrett and I have the last one to do. So here's how it goes. You pull up, you put the wire underneath from the base. Okay. Then you must have someone else squeeze this together. And as they squeeze it together, the other guys are tight, really, really tight. Now this is very important or this thing will fall apart on you. Okay, so now that all the wires are in, we're going to take it off the loom. To do this, you put your hand to the base, finger on the peg, and you pull up. And you go all the way around. And as you go around, you're going to start to see the thing pop open. And if you did it right, you're going to end up with a wreath. Okay, so we now have a wreath completely made of natural material. And now you come to your decoration part. Again, the decorations are done exactly the same way as the other one. And when you pin it in, these things now will stick right into the wreath. Much easier to work with, but you're still going to use your pins being pushed all the way down. And as you go around, you can do anything you want. I want to show you some other things now. We made this wreath with ohia. This ohia actually grows in my yard. Be careful when you gather materials. There is a virus going around affecting our ohia trees. We don't want to lose them. So pick things in your yard. Better yet, go buy the fir tree or the Christmas trees at the stores and cut them up and use them. The other great one to use is, again, the juniper. That's what everybody likes. So with this now as my round, I now will start to decorate this wreath. And again, just because you started off with green does not mean you cannot add more green. To add more green, this is allspice. The allspice tree. Again, you take it and you tie it all the way down. And you can actually add other greens to your green. And you want to give it a different texture as your leaf. So this is where you go crazy. This is where you use your imagination. No one's wreath is wrong. It's your wreath. Do what you want. That thing smells so good. So anything you want, add it to your wreath. And you can always come out with something like what Garrett ended up with. You put all this onto an evergreen. To make your backing on these wreaths, you take one of these thicker wires and you bend it back to the middle and you flip up the edges. Now, you stick this into the wreath and this is part of your door hanger. On Garrett's one, we've already done it, and his one is ready to hang. As you can see, the Garrett's has it on here. So, with this done, this concludes our wreath making exercises for this year. We hope to see you on our next exercise program when we start to do some chair exercises and get you ready. Or we'll do other things to get you ready after the holidays. Happy holidays, everyone, and be safe. Aloha.